My name is Carl Steffen, and I am the current co-chair of the NACVA Standards Committee. Effective December 15, 2014, the AICPA Statement on Standards for Valuation Services Number 1, Valuation of a Business, Business Ownership Interest, Security or Intangible Asset, or SSVS Number 1, was codified in the AICPA Professional Standards as Statement on Standards for Valuation Services, or VS Section 100, with the same descriptive title. VS Section 100 specifically includes all the provisions of SSVS Number 1 from the forward through Appendix C. Interpretation Number 1-01, Scope of Applicable Services, which is included at the end of SSVS Number 1, has been codified as VS Section 9100. This codification process resulted in a few grammatical corrections, minor rewording changes, and a few technical corrections, including the elimination of the word opinions and the phrase opinion of value from the original document. However, no substantive changes were made to the original SSVS Number 1 document. Further, these valuation services standards still apply to all AICPA members and to CPAs who are not members of the AICPA, but where their state licensing board requires compliance with AICPA standards, which is almost every state. In addition, non-CPAs working for CPA firms may very well also be required to adhere to these valuation services standards. In general, while the paragraph numbers in VS Section 100 and VS Section 9100 are the same as those numbers in SSVS Number 1, each paragraph number is preceded by a period. For example, the types of engagement described in SSVS Number 1, paragraph 21, is reported in VS Section 100.21. In addition, it is interesting to note that the interpretation provisions in new VS Section 9100 provide references to both SSVS Number 1 paragraphs as well as new VS Section 100 paragraphs. Further, it is important to note that the new codification still states that the report for evaluation engagement or calculation engagement should state in the report that it was conducted in accordance with the statements on standards for valuation services of the AICPA. There was no change in the wording from SSVS Number 1. We recommend for our members requiring adherence to the AICPA professional standards to include in their valuation engagement letter that the engagement is to be conducted in accordance with the statements on standards for valuation services of the AICPA, as well as in accordance with the NACVA professional standards. In addition, we are recommending that any reference to specific provisions of these valuation services standards should include the applicable paragraph numbers for new VS Section 100 and/or VS Section 9100. As a side note, the AICPA Statement on Standards for Consulting Services has now been classified under the AICPA Professional Standards as Consulting Services, or CS Section 100. I hope you find this helpful. Thank you.